Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Elder Trolls Gaming Podcast. If you are new and joining us, we are three brothers who get together and talk about gaming. We may also talk tech, TV, movies, and other nerdy, geeky stuff too. Today, we're going to talk about the PS5 Pro. Is it worth it? Who is this thing for, anyway? But first, I'm Nasty Nate.
And I'm Take It Easy Jono.
And I'm Dandalf, the wise.
My chest hurts from last night. I don't know why.
Your what? Your
My
chest
chest.
hurts.
My
Somebody
chest.
sit on it?
It feels like I need to crack it, but it's so sore that, like, to the touch. I gotta touch it. It's like...
So you have to, like, your sternum, you have to
Yeah.
push it out. Push it out.
Yeah,
Crack it.
it kills when I try to do that.
The hell, did you get body checked or something?
It might have been the way I slept. I slept in, like, some hunchback ball. I don't know. But, like, I woke up and it was
It's your
brutal.
chest cavity finally caving in.
Caving in? Yeah, maybe. Holy shit.
You could drink soup out of that thing.
We ate some pizza and some nachos, and I had a couple of beer, and I woke up
Oh my
in the
God,
middle
it's
of the
no
night.
wonder your chest hurts. It has nothing to do with your fucking
Might be your heart.
skeleton.
I woke
It's
up
called a heart attack.
I woke up in the
I think
middle of
it's
the
a
night
heart
and
attack.
shit my guts out. Like 4
Really?
o'clock. Wow, it was brutal.
Dan, of course, Nate brings up the man versus chimp debate last night at Boston Pizza. You know he likes that. You know how he loves that debate.
It's a
the
big
man
debate.
versus chimp.
No, it's not just man versus chimp. It's it's chimp versus man with a bat.
You know the man versus chimp
Man
debate.
with bat versus chimp.
I don't know if I've heard this.
Okay,
What
who do you
mean?
think?
You don't know Nathaniel loves to say that he would beat up a chimp, like if he fought a chimp.
Oh, yeah,
He says that all the fucking
Oh,
time.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
No, not with my bare hands, with a baseball bat.
Oh, I could beat up an animal with a baseball bat, guys.
Well, a
Cool.
chimpanzee. Okay, ferocious
Just
chimpanzee.
fucking
could
grabs
probably
the bat
beat
from
up-
you and beats the shit out of you with it. Fuck.
He'd probably beat the shit out of a lot of animals with a baseball bat.
Not a gorilla. Did you know it would
No.
take an average of 3 or 4 chimpanzees to defeat a gorilla?
Doesn't shock me.
That
the gorillas
means-
are massive.
It would take 3 Nathaniels with a baseball bat to defeat a gorilla.
That's if you could take one chimp, which we don't know.
We'll have to
But-
find that out next time on our episode.
Did you know that the gorillas have proportionately the smallest penises of any animal
I think I did know
compared
that.
to their body?
I think I did know that.
So it would take. Fuck. There's a joke here, and I just lost it. So it would take
How many
3
chimps to take on?
Nathaniels for one gorilla penis
Yeah, to take on 1 inch penis, 1 inch
to compare
gorilla penis.
to a
To
gorilla.
wrestle one gorilla penis. But I'm talking about chimpanzee on flat ground, flat in a field, not with trees.
On flat ground, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you want to be on flat ground.
You got to lure him out into a field, then beat him with a baseball bat. But you probably won't get out of the jungle.
You better fucking not miss the first shot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, even even if you graze him just a little bit on the head with the first shot, it'll daze him a bit, and then you got to be quick with the second. That's all you got to do.
He'll start throwing shit at you.
I start throwing shit at him.
You're like hitting it with the baseball bat. He's like pitching shit at you. You just start playing baseball.
I was gonna do because I think there's a game that you can do this one man versus like 1,000 chickens. I saw one time.
Well, yeah. What about that totally accurate battle
Is
simulator?
it? There's
gotta
total
be
accurate battles. There's tabs, and then there's another one.
There's a new one, like Ultimate Battle Simulator.
Yeah, or something like that. And it's like one Roman soldier versus like 20. I don't know. It was crazy. It was so stupid. It was funny.
UEBS, Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator.
Yeah.
Does it have man versus chimp?
Yeah. Let's see.
Bloodlusted
is it
human versus
accurate?
bloodlusted chimp. Who
There you
would
go.
win? Oh, this is on Reddit.
Oh, not the actual game simulator. That's something I'll look into if it goes on sale, and we'll get a final answer using that. Last week, I forgot to actually tell the listeners that I tried to fix my custom PS5 controller stick drift myself because it got so bad to the point where I was in Diablo and I would be at like the blacksmith trying to go through my menus, and it would just keep selecting something else in the menus. and like walking my character away from the blacksmith while I was like thinking of what stats to put on my gear, and it would just like walk away. So I was getting to the point where I was so frustrated that I was like, "Oh fuck, do this myself." And I had such a hard time soldering, like heating the solder points with my iron. Like it would not melt the points, and I would like pressing, waiting there, and it's just I think my equipment was like cheap and shitty and wasn't hot enough to like melt the solder points quick enough so I could like get it in and out. So I completely annihilated that motherboard.
Ugh.
Like in the end, I soldered it all together eventually, but it took so long and it was so frustrating. And I must have like scraped a bunch of stuff I wasn't supposed to. And then the controller doesn't turn on anymore. So now it's just sitting behind me on my my display back there. Retired, dead. So I had to buy a new controller.
Now mod this one.
No. So that's what, and then so after I broke my custom controller with my back pedals, I uninstalled all shooter games from my PlayStation because I tried to play Overwatch with a regular controller. Oh my god.
No.
No, it's impossible. It's actually impossible to play.
No, if you don't have back paddles, I don't know how you would and you don't play claw. That is, if you don't play claw and you try to play a shooter on controller, like how?
Yeah, I don't know.
Your thumbs are never be on the sticks.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? Like I just have to stop to like do something. I'm like, no, this is so stupid. Then I just get fucking sniped. So I uninstalled all my FPSs off my PS5, and I'll just do my first-person shooters on computer, I guess, or on Xbox since I have my Elite with back paddles.
PS5 doesn't have third-party controllers. Like, what do they have?
They do, but they're not great.
They're expensive, though.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They don't have like a cheaper one because it probably costs them so much to license for PS5 because that's what fucking Sony does. So the only ones that are available are like $200 plus
$300.
It's fucking insane.
There's this one that I really liked that had like modular sticks. You could take the sticks out and take the buttons out and swap them around. Right?
The Victrix? Is it the Victrix?
But not Hall effect joysticks. But they said they are coming out with like inserts, Hall effect inserts for them soon.
You don't need Hall effect sticks, but I mean, if you don't ever want to deal with stick drift.
But that's the thing. The Victrix would be cool because if the sticks do break, I just pop them out and I pop new ones in. You don't have to solder shit. You just pop them in and out. That's cool. But that controller's like $350 or something. $300.
They're all that much because the PlayStation licensing, I think, is just so expensive. I think that's what it is.
Wow.
That's just all it is. It's crazy.
Fucking PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And my last note for banter is my PSVR 2 PC adapter I cannot get my hands on. It's doing the rounds of like the scalping on eBay now, like to get the PSVR 2 connected to the PC. Like it's out of stock.
Official adapter?
Yeah, out of stock everywhere.
Oh, Sony released that?
Yeah, it's been out for like a couple weeks now, maybe.
Oh shit, nice.
And actually no, for like a month, and I have not been able to get it.
Hey, keep those roosters quiet.
So I've already started doing my stock. I've spun up my old stock watchers to check the Best Buy stock and alert me and all that stuff.
Right.
So I'll be getting that because what I want to try is the Skyrim AI adventure where the NPCs are like generative AI and they'll talk to you.
Yeah.
That's what I want to try. Or you can run around.
What is it used for generative AI?
I don't know. There's like I think it's a ChatGPT plug, like a plugin somehow in the mod. And you just go up and you start the quest. I think you start the quest like regularly and he'll do the spiel, like the first spiel, but then anything after you can just talk to the NPC and it'll talk back to you.
Once you run out of tokens, it's like, I'm sorry, you've run out of tokens. I cannot talk to you anymore.
Not Chat 3.5 or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how it works. I haven't really dove into it. But that would be fucking sweet.
That's funny.
Oh, last night I played a mean game of defense of hockey last night. I was
Pretty
like
good.
Chris fucking Pronger out there, okay? with a
Chris Pronger.
little short stick and not being able to hit anybody. But man,
we shut him down.
Oh yeah, got a
I
shutout.
don't think I've ever seen a shutout in pickup hockey.
Yeah, that was sick. And the teams,
Shut 'em
the
fucking
teams were
down.
pretty equal. It was just me and neighbor, like we were unstoppable.
You and Nabes. You know what? This is just neighbor's world, and we're just living in it.
That's it.
To clarify, neighbor is this old guy. It's Ben's neighbor. We never knew his name. We just called him neighbor because we knew he was Ben's neighbor. But that's now his nickname, and everyone calls him neighbor now. But he's just this old guy who is absolutely awful at hockey. But
He's
now
gotten a lot better.
He's gotten a lot better since he's been playing with us. But like, he would just like, as soon as he would touch the puck, he would just
Get rid of it.
slap it. He just slap it away. Just get rid of it. Wouldn't look. Just slap it up. Fucking, it would go into the rafters. Like it would go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Anywhere but like onto someone else's tape. But now he's like,
last night he was behind the net, gets the puck and puts it right in front through the crease. I was like,
yes,
yo,
I saw it. Right
was
into
like-
the high slot.
no, don't do that. I thought everyone knows not to put it in front of the net. Boards, use the fucking boards.
Well, you can look and make a pass.
Yeah, but he put it right to somebody at the fucking
Oh, yeah, he
hash
put it,
marks.
gave it tape to tape to someone else on in
I was
the high
like,
slot.
God. And then I had to go in and save the day, you know?
He
That's
gave
just
it
the
to
way
me
it
a
is.
couple times on the boards, just slapped it up to me.
Yep.
But no one really plays
Neighbor.
positioning.
That reminds me, he's like neighbors. He's like fucking psyching himself up, pumping himself up in his like dressing room or something, or at home before he leaves. He's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
fucking slapping himself in the face. Neighbor's gotta get his shit together. Neighbor's gonna fucking pump it up for the boys. It just reminds me of something from like a Will Ferrell movie or something. Some guy named Neighbor.
Yeah, names.
Names.
All right, cool.
Anyway, that's it. Daniel, anything up?
Not really. I haven't been focusing on anything other than getting this fucking room together, and it's been coming together really nicely. Finally, I got my rug that I ordered, which is kind of cool because it's got this sort of modern. I wish I could show you. Although we're not doing YouTube right now, but it's kind of this cool modern circle contemporary, but also sort of, I don't know, old school inspired
To
mid-century
paint the walls in
modern thing.
there?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Because what I am going to do is once I get my sound panels, those are going to be where the color comes from. I think,
All right.
and I'm going to try to tie the room together by using colors for those that are like in the rug, kind of. And I think that'll be a nice finishing touch, final touch.
You gotta
on the
turn
walls.
that to a home theater. Home theater, that shit. That'd be sweet. That'd be
Yeah, I
sweet.
was looking at it yesterday. I was like, huh.
You could just put that TV on that back
What, and a
wall.
couch in the middle of his room?
Yeah, basically that's what
No.
that's what it would
So
have
what?
to be.
That's faux pas.
No, it's not.
That's what's the Chinese
Why is it a faux pas?
decorational spirit?
Feng shui.
Yeah.
That's fine. It's probably
non
fine
feng
for feng
shui.
shui. You don't know anything about feng shui.
I'm-
Feng you.
I am part
shui.
Chinese now, okay? I've married into Chinese family.
Has she
Oh, did
mentioned
they
anything
teach you
about
feng shui?
Yes.
That didn't sound very convincing, nor did it look very
I
convincing.
don't believe
I
you.
have received-
I don't believe you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You look like fucking Ed Baseman.
I've received a new
eyes
nickname
crossed.
from the family, though.
White
Michelle.
Devil.
Guaylo? You guys hear
I
that?
know,
Hear
I
that?
know everything there is to know. I know everything there is to know about feng shui, man. But
I
yeah,
don't
it's
believe
gonna
you.
be sweet because I finally decided what I'm getting, and then once that's set, we'll have a good fix on the sound in here, so my voice won't be fucking bouncing off these walls and into the mic and shit. I'm gonna put the panels up on the ceiling, at
That's
least
why it
right
would be
here.
a good home theater.
Yeah.
Exactly why. Precisely.
But yeah, I got my guitars and my bass back there. I got a little plant in the corner for now. And I
Yeah,
got
just
my
like
shelves,
me. Just like
shelves
this.
around them. Yeah. Yeah. My Telecaster
nice
needs some
light.
work though, or something. I don't know.
The light shining off my guitar there.
You even play that thing anymore, Jonathan? You should just put it in a glass box.
I played it the other day. I was playing the fuck was I playing? Ghost of
Stairway
Perdition.
to Heaven.
Oh. Woo.
I was trying to remember how to play Ghost of
Ghost on the
Perdition.
Water. What is it? Fire on the Water?
Smoking.
Smoke on the
Smoke
water.
on-
I was gonna say
that's-
Smoking Walter.
That song. Yeah, that's what it was. Smoking
Smokin'
Walter. The fire
Walter.
engine guy.
Yeah, I
That's
got
what
my
everybody
piano here,
looking
so I
to.
started teaching in the studio too, which is cool. And already the rug is making a difference with sound. Like I can just tell.
Yeah.
So that's nice. But man, my Telecaster needs work. When I go to tune it, I go to tune the strings to their, I tune the open strings, and then when I fret them, they're out. So something's up, and I don't know what it is. Anyway.
So we're going to head over into game time. But first, a word from our VR sponsors. Hello, everyone. We are thrilled to announce an exciting new partnership with VRRock.com. Get ready to enhance your VR experience with VR Rock's protective lenses available for both prescription and non-prescription users. As a fellow VR enthusiast, I opted for their blue light canceling lenses. These lenses are designed to protect my PSVR 2's stock lenses from scuffs and scratches while helping to reduce eye strain caused by prolonged exposure to blue light during extensive VR gaming sessions. Installing VR Rock's lenses is a breeze, a simple click and a magnet snap, and you're all set for a comfortable and immersive VR adventure. The best part, our friends at VRRock.com have a special offer for you guys, our listeners. You can head over to vr-rock.com, that's vr-rock.com, and by using the coupon code ELDERTROLLS on checkout, you'll enjoy an exclusive 10% discount on your order. VRRock.com ships worldwide, and all their products are tax-free. We extend our sincere gratitude to VRRock.com for supporting us and making our VR experiences safer and more enjoyable. So don't miss out. Grab your VR Rock lenses and get ready for an unforgettable gaming journey. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
More work. Yes, my lord.
We found a bitch, sir.
What? You found a bitch?
What have you guys been playing? Jonathan, what have you been playing?
Well, Star Wars Outlaws. I've been playing them on the last mission, on the final mission.
Nice.
Just about to start the final mission.
You're in the last cantina and you're about to talk to Robo?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And I don't know. I like this game. I like the missions. Yeah. I like the sneaking around, the heists, and the factions, and everything like that. It kept me interested longer than Jedi Fallen Order did. I mean, I stopped playing that after a couple hours.
Yeah.
I mean, and I was like, meh. This is, I don't know. It was more engaging. I don't know. It's not like we said before. The traversal's not very good, and the movement and everything. But I mean, the
there's
missions
something
are
about
fun.
it. Yeah, there's something about it that made, like, I rolled credits, I beat it. I went straight golden path just to get it done before the rental time went out. But I will be buying this once it goes on sale, just to like go around and do the side missions and all that shit, because it was fun. It was good. I liked it. I actually liked it a lot. Near the end, like in the next mission you're going to do, you're going to be in like one of the, like a Star Destroyer, I guess, like sneaking around. And the way they did it in there with the ray tracing and how it looks is unfucking believable. It looked so good. Just sneaking around, like the reflections off the cold white floors.
I turned it
and
down.
like the lights. Oh, it looks just like the movies.
Enough. Doesn't run well enough.
It was good. It was good. Very good game.
You know what I'm going to do?
What?
You know what I'm going to do? Pam's monitor died.
Oh, yeah.
Gigabyte monitor. Garbage. Shit monitor. Would never buy it. I'm never going to buy a monitor that's not OLED. Ever again. Never. Never.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I have to send that to fucking.
Well, for instance, like you spend a fucking
Gigabyte.
$500 on this monitor.
Yeah, this is
when you can spend
monitor.
you can spend another $300-$400 to get an OLED. Why
And
don't
now
you
I
just do
spent
it?
$50 to ship it back to Gigabyte on my own money, because they don't ship it back like for the RMA.
It's in Canada though, hopefully, right?
I just need
RMA
cheap
centers.
monitors.
Yes.
I don't
It's
need
in
no
Toronto.
OLED.
Ugh.
Nah, garbage. Anyway, I'm going to take her computer and I think I'm going to put it on the TV, and I'm going to play. Instead of playing remotely, I'll just play with the computer on the TV.
Well, then she won't be able to use her computer, or is she going
She
to
doesn't
play?
have a monitor anyway.
I suppose.
What's
What
she
you could
gonna
do, you could do is just put her GPU out to your second display port on your monitor. So then, when you're not there, she can just flip the display port over and play on your monitor. Know what I mean?
No. What? Then I would have to. Well, I guess if she had a wireless mouse, she could do that.
Or a
she doesn't.
controller. She uses controller.
No, she doesn't use controller.
Oh.
She doesn't use controller, but I'm going to play. I'm going to try hooking it up to the TV, see what happens, and install maybe Star Wars Outlaws, and maybe I'll do the last mission. On,
What graphics card does she have?
6750 XT.
Not bad.
Might work.
It'll work.
It might work. Yeah, I'll try that. What else have I been playing? Space Marines 2.
Let's talk about that, shall we?
Guys, Space Marines 2. You know that PC Gamer gave this a lower score than Lord of the Rings Gollum. Can you believe it?
What were they fucking smoking?
Wow.
Can you believe it? I don't understand that, but this happened. They did
Do you
not
have
like
proof
this
of
game.
that? Let me see.
Yeah, look it up, man. Look it up right now.
PC
This is real. This is not fake news. We don't
60%.
It's fake news on this
Why
podcast.
would they give it 60%?
They gave Gollum 64. 4 points. 4 points difference.
Wow. Maybe we haven't got to the point where it was so decisive for them that it exposed the problem with modern day gaming. But
I mean, I could see how it could get repetitive.
yeah, let's talk about
It'll get
that.
repetitive. It's pretty repetitive.
It's pretty repetitive. How far are we in? Like 8 hours?
No.
6 hours? What's what my Steam played?
4.5, maybe.
No, I've been playing longer than that.
I've only done like 3 missions.
5.5. 5.5 hours. In 5.5 hours, I've blown up about 1 billion of these Xenos aliens.
Yeah.
Okay,
We've
the
killed about 1
same,
million aliens.
the same fucking alien over and over again.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they'll throw in like a boss.
Yeah.
I've
I've
only
only fought like 2
one
or
boss.
3 bosses, maybe 2 bosses.
I only remember the one, the guy who was invisible, who fucking pissed me off. The invisible guy. That's all I remember.
I've only played 4.6 hours.
How did I play 5.5? You only played 4.
Maybe you suck and it took you longer to do the missions.
Oh no, I was doing a lot of photo mode actually.
Oh yeah, but anyway, it's okay. I mean, it's fun. Like I would not play this solo, like without friends. Like I would never ever play it without co-op.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing. It seems to be the same thing over again.
So far, yeah.
You get maybe a new weapon once in a while. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the other game modes are a little different. We've only played the co-op campaign so far.
The campaign. Though the campaign, the story is pretty cool. I'm liking what's going on.
I'm interested to see what happens. Like I have no idea what it is.
Voice
If this
acting
part
is
of
sweet.
the lore or whatever.
Is this like is this a Warhammer kind of installment
40K
thing?
Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2.
40K Space Marine 2. So there was a Space
Buzz
Marine
Lightyear
1.
Space Marines.
Yeah, Space Marine was for the 360.
Oh
back
wow.
in the day. Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
But yeah, like I don't know. It doesn't have ultra wide support.
Yeah, very
Okay,
weird.
very weird.
Strange.
They say it's coming. The graphics are good. Sometimes they're really good, and sometimes they're not very good. It's very strange. Like the way the level lighting happens, if it happens a certain way, where it's lighting the environment, it looks really good. But then there's sometimes it's like doesn't look great to me. So it's weird there. Photo mode is okay. There's no actual like take photo button. I have to like hide the UI and take a screenshot using Steam, which is stupid. But the co-op is sweet. I like the co-op. Play with you guys only for like an hour or so, but I'd rather play co-op than the single player
Yeah. Oh yeah.
alone.
The key binding. How about the default? The default controls
On PC.
for mouse and keyboard. Like I don't know
Fucking brutal.
what kind of crack these guys were smoking when they fucking decided what keybinds should be, but
Yeah,
maybe
I
they've never
switched all
played a
that.
PC game before. I don't know. Like idiotic key bindings.
And
I
I tried to-
completely redid it.
I tried to plug in my controller, like use my controller, but it wouldn't. Steam wouldn't recognize it. I was like, oh my god. I went back to. I just find like the parrying with the keys is very stupid. I bet you it's so much easier on controller, but like I had to map a new button to my mouse to do the parrying because every time they jump at me, I'm like fumbling with my thumb to get to the C and the X and all that shit. I was like, this is so fucking stupid. So I
Yeah.
put it to my mouse. So whenever I see that blue thing, I just hit my side mouse button. Boom. There it is.
I use my side mouse button for melee. It's the only one that made sense for me.
I use F for melee because that's usually what it is in every other game.
So
I can't
with
do
this
that.
game,
Can't do that.
This game has a lot of competition. Then, like hitting the market when you've got something like Helldivers out, right?
Well,
'Cause
Helldivers
it's
is pretty
virtually
cool.
the same kind of
Helldivers
shit.
fell off because PlayStation banned it in a bunch of countries. Like they're complete morons.
because
Why?
they
This is
because
this
those
is news
countries
to me.
Because they made it so that you need to have a PSN account, and then everyone complained, so they reverted that. They said, okay, fine, but then they banned. They don't sell it anymore in any countries where you can't get a PSN account,
where you
or
can't
something
sign
like
up
that.
for a PSN account.
Or you can't sign up for a PSN account. So they just banned it in those countries.
Weird.
It's like, okay. The dumbest. And then the player count went, boo.
Yeah.
Obviously, they just sewered their own game. They're complete morons. Like, Sony is so fucking dumb.
Like, what are they just need a gamer.
And they did the same thing. They're doing the same thing for God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah. Well,
They're complete morons. Like, what are they doing?
They want.
There's-
Well, look at it. Okay, every other game you play, you have to sign up for a fucking account. Sony's just trying to get a piece of that pie. Every game I start up, I have to sign up for a fucking account. Why can't Sony do this?
I didn't have to do it for. I mean, I don't care because I already have a PlayStation account because I have a PlayStation. But if you're a PC gamer and you don't have a PlayStation or a PlayStation account, why would you need to fucking do that? I'm buying this game on Steam. Why do I need a PlayStation Network account? Why do I need this? It's just another fucking
They
account.
just want your data.
Yeah, exactly.
But like, it's not just Sony doing that. Like a lot of the big companies make you make accounts. Like I've got thousands of accounts
For single player games. What single player game?
Any
that account-
Ubisoft game.
Yeah, well, no, but that's for cross progression. Ubisoft has cross progression.
So does
would I need-
Helldivers.
Helldivers does?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
You're pretty sure?
Okay.
You're pretty sure?
Helldivers to cross
Okay, but why would
progression.
God of War Ragnarok need that? It's a single player game. You don't need cross progression.
Oh no, Helldivers 2 does not feature cross.
It's not going to have cross progression. Like, if you're making them sign up for an account, like, why
gotta
would
have
you
them.
not have cross progression?
Yeah.
That's idiotic.
Like what we were
And then
talking about in our
you're
last
also,
episode.
like I said, you're banning it from being sold in all these countries. There's a whole huge list of countries where you're not selling your game now because you require a PlayStation account. Yes, like, they're so out to fucking lunch.
Yeah.
Like, they have no idea what's going on.
What else?
Oh, well, let me tell you about. I love the Lord of the Rings living card game, boys.
Oh,
I love it. I'm playing it all the time.
You are.
I play it solo. I play it by myself.
Are you tracking your time played?
No.
Just whenever you start playing, just tap your screen on your phone, start your recording.
No, it takes a while though. But I've been playing by myself in real life. I've been playing on the browser. I started my own solo campaign for the Fellowship of the Ring. So I'm playing through the events of the Fellowship of the campaign.
Didn't
which
you get
means,
a new deck though? That's why you're able to succeed now though.
No, I'm using my Hobbit deck, same deck I was using when I started. But I did create a new deck that was very powerful. But you can't swap heroes in a campaign, or else you get a threat penalty. So you get penalized. But like the campaign mode is different. Like, I can play the standalone scenarios with that new deck, but I don't get progress on my campaign, which is like campaign where you earn things as you beat scenarios. You earn cards that you can put in your deck, like boons they're called, and burdens. So you can earn cards that go into the encounter deck, which are bad. But there are different things you can do within the campaign scenarios that you won't earn those burdens, but it just makes the campaign harder. So like, it'll make the scenario harder, but if you do it that way, you don't get that burden card going forward. Whereas if you did have that burden card, if you earned that burden card, you have to deal with it every scenario from then on, because it's in your pool. It's in your campaign pool. So it gets added to the encounter deck. It's fucking sweet. It's sweet. I earned a bunch of boons last campaign. I got Sting. I got Glamdring, Gandalf's sword. I got a Mithril shirt, a little armor. I got Aragorn's sword that I can attach to him.
And Judo.
Very sweet.
Oh, I have an episode of Rings to watch, don't I?
Me too, actually. Me too.
Nice. Probably watch that later today.
What episode is it? 6 that we need to watch?
Yeah, I'm on 6. Yeah, I gotta watch that. But yeah.
I purchased 2 games. One, I caved on the Space Marine 2, but I got it on a little bit of discount, $15 off. We talked about Space Marine. Very good game. Not super high rated for me, but it's fun, and I'll continue to play it. I will probably beat the campaign. Though, I did notice I jumped back into my game, and it doesn't continue where we left off. It continues where I left off. So then I have to play the missions again, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to, I guess, play the campaign with you guys now, and that's how I'm going to do it. So that kind of sucks. I bought Pathfinder on PS5 for $15. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Do you know what this is?
I think so. It's the is that like a MOBA?
No.
Wait.
It's
What am I thinking of?
it's like a Baldur's Gate like.
Oh.
Baldur's Gate 3 like. New term, coined it here. It's an
A
isometric
BG3 like.
Yeah, an isometric role-playing game developed by Owlcat Games and published by Meta Publishing, if that makes any sense to you guys or care.
Looks like World of Warcraft.
It's very good. No, it's just like Baldur's Gate 3. It's just not as I guess you could say highly like the budget, I guess. Like the voice acting's not as amazing as Baldur's Gate 3.
But the graphics aren't that.
That's kind of
The
hard to beat.
graphics aren't as bad, but like they're still good when I'm sitting far
It
from
looks
the
like
TV.
World of Warcraft. It looks identical to
Came
World
out
of
in
Warcraft.
2002?
4?
No, not brand new.
2021.
Yeah, 2021. Very cool. Music is great. The sound is great. The menus and the art in the menus, very cool.
Are there a lot of like choices and stuff like in Baldur's Gate?
No.
Oh.
No, well, yeah, there's like
You got it for $15? It's $50 on Steam.
yeah, I got it on PS5. It's on their like summer sale or something like that. But like you get all those choices in the dialogues. I don't know if it does anything like it does in Baldur's Gate. You know what I mean? Like in Baldur's Gate, if anything you select changes the way your game goes. This, I don't think it's like that. It's just like whatever you want to say to the guy.
Right.
And this way, like, yeah, you can do like chaotic or evil or good replies. And I guess that will just have the, like your party members, how they interact with you going forward is how you interact with them. Evil, chaotic, good, chaotic, neutral, all that kind of shit. That was pretty cool. So I'm like this hunter guy who's just a hunt. No, am I druid? No, I'm a hunter. So I'm a hunter that just like doesn't care. You know, there's all these demons. There's all these demons killing these people in this main city, and like I just walking through the city. I don't care. You know, whatever. I'll kill some demons. I'll help you guys out, but in the end, I don't care about you. So that's what I'm playing now. Very cool. I'm like 8 hours in already. Somehow, I was playing it and the time flew by. It was really good. It's really good. It got really good ratings on Steam. It's why I bought it for the $15, and it comes with its DLC. But yeah, playing that pretty cool. I've been playing it remotely on my Legion Go to my PS5 when I'm out having a coffee on the patio. So if anybody's into those kind of games, you'll like this one. Pathfinder is its own thing. It's not I guess it's based on Dungeons and Dragons, but it's not Dungeons and Dragons. It's its own thing.
Why would you just play Baldur's Gate?
Again? I did. I started again.
No, but like if you haven't played Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah, I know, but I have played Baldur's Gate 3. But this one's really cool.
But yeah, but it's got so much replay. You could play Baldur's Gate again.
Yeah, I did start again actually. I started a druid, and then I went through the first level. I was like, I don't want to play this again. Like the ship and all that, and then on the beach.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I really want to do this and spend another 90 hours? And I was like, I'd rather play something I haven't played before. So then I went to go look for games that are like Baldur's Gate 3, and I found this one. And I started this one.
What's it called again?
Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous.
Right. Pathfinder. Right.
Very cool.
Wrath of the Righteous.
But that's it for me. Daniel,
Dan, you've been playing games. Do you play video games anymore?
I don't think it does.
The past couple weeks, I've just been playing Switch games because they're easy commitment. I can dip in and dip out. But a lot of time has been spent just in the studio getting this together. So, and going out of my brains thinking about this. So I haven't been relaxed enough to play games, but just my Switch, because I can play it in bed when I'm fucking tired at coming home at 10:30 at night. And then I fall asleep about half hour later. And that's about it. So just Switch games.
Are you gonna get
Mario
the Switch
Party,
2?
Switch 2? I don't know if I'll spend money on that. I don't know.
You should get.
It's gonna be. How much is it gonna cost? It's gonna cost like. Do we know? Like
At this rate,
$500.
closer to a fucking new gen console. What is the point?
No, it won't be that much. They know.
It's gonna be.
Nintendo knows.
$4.99 easily.
Yeah, it'll be like what?
Plus
at
tax.
At least
Plus
$4.99.
13% tax, so another 150 bucks.
I think they said 400 USD, 300 USD. What did they say?
No way. 300.
Switch
Yeah,
to
maybe 300 actually. But 400 USD is a lot.
Yes,
It's
it
like
is.
600. It's gonna be $5.99.
Oh yeah, $400 US is the leak suggested price.
That's $4.99.
That's
$5.99.
five.
Unless this Switch 2 plays like a fucking
$5.50. $5.49.
550. Yeah, 550.
like a good console, I'm not spending that much money.
I think there's gonna be some.
Because if I spent that much money and then I play the Switch 2 and I load up a game like the new Pokemon game and it runs like fucking Violet on
No,
the
it would not.
first Switch.
It's
gotta
gonna
be
have.
that would be-
It's gonna have all the DLSS whistles, boys. This is gonna be. It's gonna be a little upscaling machine. And plus, even with the new chip, it's gonna be able to run 1080p games. Like 1080p is nothing. You can run that on a toaster now, right? Like
Yeah,
my
the Switch,
Legion Go.
like now is fucking 7 years old. And it was not good when it came out.
No.
So like the hardware wasn't recent or up to date when it came out. So it's fucking bad. It's bad hardware. It's amazing that they're even making games on it still. Like this needs to come out. This needs to come out.
Yeah.
Not that I'm buying it, but
Like I don't want to get rid of my Switch OLED. That's the thing. Damn
Well,
it.
you know what? If I sold my Switch, somebody would buy it for a decent price because it's in pretty good condition because I take care of my things. And I had some money to maybe soften the blow of a Switch 2, and I could pay the same price.
And it's going
as
to
I
be
would
backwards compatible with all your games, I believe. So
that might be fine. You know, we
question
upgrade
is
with
whether you
every
want
other
to
console
support
we have.
Nintendo in there.
They make games that I love. I can't help it.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about Nintendo and some gaming news.
Okay.
So they go around and sue whoever they can for their Pokemon
Because they don't have
shit.
enough money, you know.
Because they don't have enough money.
They gotta put the little guys in their place, you know.
So Pocket
Gotta put
Pair,
people in
who
jail.
made Palworld, finally is getting sued by Nintendo. I guess they found something they can sue on. I stayed away from the news. I stayed away from the digging into the lawsuit because I have an idea. All we know is that they're suing based on patent infringement, not copyright. Okay? So patent infringement means how something works. Okay?
Like mechanics.
Mechanics. Copyright is art or design. Okay?
Right.
So, since we know it's not a copyright infringement, it's not based on the character designs or the Pokemon designs. So we know that. So, it's how something works in the game that it's very similar that of something that Nintendo has patent. And what I believe this is how you catch a Pokemon. That's what I believe they're suing on.
Throwing the ball.
Throwing the ball and that it is a ball catching the critter. Because Temtem is the exact same fucking thing. It's even closer to Pokemon than fucking Palworld is. And they haven't been sued. So the way Temtem works,
Temtem is like a card.
it's a card. It's like a digital card you toss at the creature and you catch it. It's not a ball. So
That's fucked. That's so fucking
yeah,
stupid.
so they probably patented the actual Pokeball and what it does because they have Pokeball toys out there and actual like Pokeball merchandise that they probably had to patent for mechanical purposes and what a Pokeball is and does and like all that.
So
kind
you
of shit.
guys think that that's unreasonable for a company like Nintendo to come up with this entirely new concept that was like groundbreaking and would literally make history back in the day, like a certain mechanic. You think it's unreasonable for them to want to protect that and get kind of legally up in arms when someone comes and infringes upon that? Is that what you're saying?
So
Do you think that's unreasonable, or do you think
I think it's unreasonable
there's grounds?
in like the they did that for a reason, right? Obviously. So they did like they made this I'm just saying, let's say it's the Pokeball, okay? And it's a ball that opens up and catches a critter, and then the way it opens up, the way it catches the critter, right?
Does it do that in
Yeah.
Palworld though? Does it
Yeah.
open? It just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it does.
does. I don't think so.
Or the magic light comes out and it goes into the ball.
I don't
So-
remember.
It's tough because like, oh, we've got something here. We're gonna make toys. We're gonna actually make a Pokeball in the future that's gonna do something. So we're gonna patent this, right? And then in a video game, someone kind of rips it off. Now, do you just let it go? They can't just let it go because then all other games are gonna start getting real close to that Pokemon Pokeball thing, right?
I guess if that's
Yeah.
what it is, if it's a patent that they own, they can
Yep.
do that. But
Yeah, so that's what I think it is because it's not copyright on the designs of the creatures because you can't really copy. You can't. I'm sure they have copyright on their each Pokemon, but it's got to be like identical, most likely. And I think that's why
I don't think that they can. I don't think that they can do anything, or there's. I don't think there's grounds to do anything about like little creatures because like every game can have little creatures,
Exactly,
or whatever.
yeah.
Even if the designs are kind of similar and not like glaringly obviously just pasted with a different color kind of thing. But I think personally, I'm not surprised, and I don't know if that's synonymous within myself to say that I find that reasonable for them to be like, well, that's our mechanic. Like, we fucking came up with the ball catching the creature thing and the way that everything works. So don't fuck with that because other games, yes, if they don't do anything about it, they're setting that precedent where other games can now do the same shit. And then who's going to be buying Pokemon games in the future? They have to protect their own IP and its capability of its possibility of making money in the future and its sustainability. So if other players are just like, why would I buy Pokemon when I can play this game that does the exact same thing? That's what they want to avoid.
Yeah.
That's what they want to prevent. Sorry. So I think it's reasonable. Like, I don't know. What would you expect?
Yep.
You couldn't, these people making Palworld,
they
there's
should
no
have caught
fucking way
that.
they didn't think about
Yes.
this. There's no way they didn't think about
So
this.
my
Maybe
next
they
question?
didn't know that it was patented.
Yeah,
Like,
they
that
should
maybe.
have. They should have had like whenever
that's where your research comes
exactly
into play.
when we had this episode about the Palworld episode, I was like, if you're getting close to infringing or getting even close to a Nintendo idea, especially Pokemon, okay, you should have a team of lawyers dig up everything they can about patents, copyrights, and everything you can, because that money spent on the research on those lawyers is probably going to save you from getting sued by Nintendo. You know what I mean?
So now what happens?
So now if they
What if they lose?
if they lose, they probably have to pay a bunch of money and either change the game, probably update the game so they're not
Well,
infringing.
the what if is contingent on the terms set out by
Yeah,
Nintendo.
I
Like
guess
what
so,
they
yeah.
want.
yeah.
So there's no knowing
Just make it a
what's
disc.
next.
Make it a little puck, like a frisbee. Bing.
Yeah. Or
Throw it.
something else. Or what I was thinking, a little cage. Right? In Palworld,
Cage.
you put a cage on the ground and you hold a gun up to the Palworld Pokemon and you tell him to get in the cage, and then he walks in the cage and you lock it.
Yeah.
A baseball
but it's
bat to the
also,
Baseball
Baseball bat. Yeah.
But it's also like, you know, they also did the whole ball thing where, you know, more advanced balls catch harder creatures
Yeah.
too. And like the thing about balls is that
You
it's
do that in
iconography.
Palworld.
Like
You
it's-
have to
it's
you
so-
have to create the better ball to
the ball works as an icon. The ball works as like all like on merch. The ball works That's why I think that Nintendo struck the gold with it or whatever. Because now, what if you came up with that cage idea? Cage isn't a nice icon. It doesn't look cool on a fucking shirt. It doesn't, you know what I mean? So it loses the magic.
A cage
the
and
Temtem
a
thing,
gun?
if it's a little card, maybe
Yeah.
there could be some cool thing you could do with that outside of just it being an item in a game. Like if you want it to be iconic. Like the fucking Pokeball man is iconic. That is iconic.
They should change it to a disc. Like maybe a little thick
maybe.
disc.
Like Monster, what was it? Monster Hunter? Monster.
They have discs?
Remember that old game where you could put other discs in your PlayStation and get a new monster?
What was that? Monster Hunter?
No.
I remember that. Monster Warriors.
Monster Rancher.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
was
Rancher,
sweet.
right.
It's like, oh, you just go get another disc from your house, put it in, you get a new monster.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that was
cool.
that was cool. That
Yes,
was fucking cool.
That's fucking old
But
school.
anyway, I'm not saying it's the Pokeball thing, but I'm saying it's probably the Pokeball thing.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but
Yeah. And I wanted to say it now. We'll probably figure it out before our episode. Like they'll probably get released before our episode gets released. I just wanted to have it on record, so
Okay.
Nasty Nate can be posted later saying that I already said it and I should be a lawyer for Nintendo. Okay.
So this is a prediction, is what you're saying, in a way.
But by the time we release this,
a lawyer
it's
for Nintendo. It's like, yeah, you guys should sue. You should sue everyone. And
Well, they did hire a janitor because he invented a Game Boy, so you never know.
he invented the Game Boy.
Invented. Maybe
Pretty
thought of
sure,
it.
didn't he? He had the idea for a fucking Game Boy, and he was a janitor, and they hired him because he was a genius.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure that's the story.
I don't know. You
I
guys
don't
got to watch
know.
the Tetris movie. There's a little Game
there you
Boy
go.
kind of.
I gotta watch that too.
Oh yeah, you got to watch Tetris movie. It's
Anywho,
good.
that's my gaming news. And that's it for game time. So we're going to head over into our main topic. But first, everyone, I had to relist the t-shirts and sweaters on the merch store. So they're back up. Maybe I forgot to relist them because I took them off auto relist. So they probably weren't up there for a bit. But they are now. So go there, check them out if you want to support the show. Buy a shirt. There could be a sale coming up for Thanksgiving, though. Canadian Thanksgiving, not U.S. weird November Thanksgiving. Okay,
Football
so
Thanksgiving.
is that us? No, they're they're football Thanksgiving. We're just regular
Football
old.
weekend.
Yeah, that's their football weekend. Okay, but yeah, go to the store if you want to check it out and help support the show. All right, let's head into the main topic. Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to talk about the PS5 Pro.
Yes, we are.
Okay? First, we're going to just lay the power of the PlayStation and the PlayStation 5 out, or the PlayStation 5 Pro out, like the
specs.
the tech specs, and how we can try to compare it to something you can buy on the market if you were to try to compare prices. But we'll get into why that doesn't work either. Mm-hmm. So, research suggests that the PS5 GPU is equivalent to a 6700 or an AMD 6700 non-XT 10 gigabyte as per Digital Foundry's testing. Okay. Oh,
This doesn't sound great.
No, the info I gathered here is from The Turk on YouTube and a bunch of Digital Foundry articles, okay? People out there, when the PS5 Pro got announced, people out there were trying to find the similarities and the performance metrics and all this stuff. And people were saying that the PS5 Pro was going to have similar performance to an RTX 4070, which I believe is crazy. The 4070 is quite good and quite expensive. So the PS5 Pro would need to have 60 to 65% more performance over the PS5 to hit RTX 47 performance numbers.
That sounds like a lot of percentage.
That's a lot. That'd be huge. That would be like PS6. Okay.
yeah.
PS6.
I think that would be like a massive hardware jump.
I feel like a pro upgrade would be like maybe 25% better.
That's what you think. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Sony says in their PS5 press video, in 1440p resolution, you're going to see a 45% increase from the regular PS5. And in the case of real world numbers, okay, based on benchmarks I looked at, some videos, yada, 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 anything with, and I'm going to explain the 45%, but we're looking at the RX 7700 XT, okay, which is about $599 Canadian if you were to buy it off the shelf.
How are they quantifying this performance on a console?
Yeah. Okay.
That has a capped frame rate.
Right.
Most of the time. Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
So they're just looking at the PC performances based on what Digital Foundry found that the PS5 GPU is equivalent to. So the 6700. So they did all their testing and they said the output and performance of the PS5 is a 6700 non-XT. Okay?
Right.
So they said, and then the press video, they say 45% increase from a regular PS5. Said
45% increase from a 6700.
Yes, is what we're basing this on.
This is so dumb.
Yes. Okay.
Like, you're playing at 30 FPS or you're playing at 60 FPS on a console. So the performance is that. That's the performance. The increase is what you're going to get to the resolution. So it's going to run either on PS5 60 FPS at, I don't know what PS5 runs 60 FPS on. Maybe
so they're targeting
P or something.
No, they're going to target. So it's 1440p. So the whole press thing was, you could see, was 1440p. It's not 4K gaming. Okay, PS5 Pro will not be 4K gaming. I don't know who's thinking that.
It might be at 30 FPS.
Yeah, I could see that. Maybe not even with all the ray tracing shit on. Like, again,
It'll get closer to 4K than the PS5 did.
Yes, and that's where I think, like, the clarity and the sharpness and all that. But listen to this, okay? We all know that it's a console, not a PC, but the PS5 Pro is going to come with some custom features to their GPU, like their new PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, the PSSR, which is an upscaling technology, much like DLSS and FSR. Okay? And then they said some new ray tracing tech. So they're on a new AMD GPU architecture. I think it's going to be the first of its kind, I guess. So we don't know. We don't know what the performance is going to be in the real world.
Best case scenario is it is as good as DLSS, I think.
That's
for them.
Yes.
Best case scenario.
Exactly.
For gamers.
So we all know that it's a console, not a PC, so it's more stripped down, it's streamlined, and the performance isn't wasted elsewhere, like on a PC. Like background services and
yes,
apps.
And the CPU has direct access to the video, the GPU memory. I think is what the biggest thing is. Whereas in a PC, I think that's only possible with that resizable bar, or not resizable bar, that bar or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, resizable bar. Yeah.
But that was only recently done, like last year, maybe.
And you got to go into the BIOS. You got to turn that shit on.
Yeah, and you have to turn it on. And I don't even think it works as well as this would. Like, you get direct. It's on a fucking board. Everything is printed on the main board. The cost, it's way lower than building a PC because Sony's buying all these chips at mass bulk and they solder it onto one board. You're not buying GPU that you're paying extra for because this company wants their cut. You're buying a CPU from a different company. They want their cut. You're buying a fucking motherboard from another company who wants a cut. You know what I mean? It's not comparable.
So I forgot.
The price, anyway.
Yeah, so the price. Let's come back to the price. So I forgot to mention the PS5 Pro price in Canadian is going to be very close to $1,000 Canadian, like $950 Canadian, which is absurd.
It's going to be, isn't it going to be more? Is it going to be $1,050? Oh, no, $950?
Yeah, no, I think I read $950.
$959 or something?
Yeah, Canadian. That's that's absurd. Okay?
That is the most expensive console to date.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely insane. So I think that's what sparked the whole, why don't I just buy a PC, right? So we're going to kind of get into that, why or why not. So obviously, like we said before, it's going to be stripped down. It's more to the point. Like a console is more to the point for games, right? Instead of everything else, like audio recording or photo editing or whatever else you want to do on a PC. All that stuff in your PC has its fingers everywhere else. While in a console, the finger's only pointing to a couple different spots where you get your power and where you're putting those performance numbers. So you can't really put it on par with a PC on a console at a price point. But we're gonna try to do like a little thing here. Okay. Now, in their press video, they really touted the ray tracing, right? Like all this ray tracing and like the new tech. You're gonna pump up the graphics, but it's gonna be at 1440p. Okay. The latest games on PS5 were pretty much like Helldivers 2 was 1080p, 60 FPS. Okay. And then they tried to, then your TV upscales it to 4K or whatever resolution your TV's at. Now, we know AMD's history with ray tracing is not good and has not been good because it's been in NVIDIA's shadows because of the AI cores on the NVIDIA cards. So how NVIDIA does it is they have dedicated chips on their GPUs that help, or that are called RT cores, okay?
RTX GPUs,
yep.
Which
No,
has
they
been
have
out
one.
for
Yeah, like the RTX 2000, 3000, 4000 series, okay?
since the RTX release.
Yeah, which help a lot in the processing of ray tracing features. They also have what's called tensor cores that help with AI-driven features. Though tensor cores are not NVIDIA specific, those are on other GPUs as well, same as AMD. But AMD doesn't have RT cores. I think that's probably a patent thing, I'm assuming. So NVIDIA uses their AI technology, okay, using these tensor cores in tandem with the ray tracing cores to help with the performance of ray tracing content. So AMD usually tries to brute force with more power because they don't have the dedicated RT cores like the RTX cards have. So to expect a huge ray tracing performance on the PS5 Pro is probably not realistic in like how history has told us. Now, AMD could have come up with some crazy new hardware tech that is on this GPU. Do they state that there's actual like new hardware to deal with ray tracing? I didn't catch that. I don't think they said that. So I'm willing to bet Sony is actually talking about their new upscaling tech to deal with the ray tracing performance, because it's AI upscaling tech, which is what AMD has been leaning into now with their working on FSR 4, which is AI powered, which will be available to the later.
Yes, it will not be
graphics cards,
it will not
right?
be available on the old card. So it has to have some kind of AI chip on probably their new series, whenever their new series comes out, which we don't know.
Yeah.
And they've said that they're not going to be competing in the
Right.
high-end GPU market anymore, which is not good, but
Correct. It could be just Sony's AI upscaling that they're touting, saying, "Oh, this is the new tech we're talking about that'll deal with the ray tracing performance, or that will help with the ray tracing performance." That's what I think's happening here. Is it's not anything crazy on the hardware point
it's all
where
about upscaling.
it's going to be doing that. It's all about the upscaling and the frame generation now and probably into the future for a very long time. That's what I think. So if we were to say, oh, this new GPU will be better in ray tracing performance than the 7700 XT or equivalent with better upscaling technology, because FSR is garbage compared to DLSS, or it's like noticeably different in my eyes. I've noticed the difference between DLSS and FSR. We could probably put the comparison to an 8 gigabyte RTX 4060 Ti with those performance numbers, with the 45% performance numbers with ray tracing on, because of the DLSS, how that is a better upscaler and how it has the ray tracing cores. So if you're going to make like a performance or like a performance comparison on a GPU for PC that the PS5 Pro is going to have equivalent to what you can get now, I would say it'd be more in line with the 4060 Ti, which is a little bit cheaper. The 8 gig version is a little bit cheaper than the 7700 XT, but then there's a 16 gig version, which is a little bit more
Is the Ti not the 16
than
gig?
the 7700 XT. No, there's an 8 gigabyte RTX 4060 Ti, and there's a
8
16
gigs is just
gigabyte
not enough.
Both
8 gigs is not
So what about processing then?
the CPU is the same. So CPU is the same as in the PS5 regular.
enough. Oh, it is?
So they're really just bolstering the GPU. I'm
Which
pretty
is
sure
like
it
a
is, yeah.
Zen 2, which is like, Daniel, what you have in your friggin'
Yeah, Zen 2, yeah.
computer.
I think they boosted the cores a bit, but They didn't change the CPU. I don't think they changed the CPU. So, with all that being said, the 7700 XT right now versus the RTX 4060 Ti, without ray tracing, the 7700 XT wins because it's a more powerful card. But once you turn that ray tracing on and the upscaling, you're going to want to use the 4060 Ti because you'll get the same, if not better, ray tracing performance with better upscaling. I've tested it in benchmarks. I've watched some benchmark videos, and it's true to the thing. Like, I've checked out some Cyberpunk Ultra settings at 1440p with the ray tracing Psycho with FSR and DLSS, and the 4060 Ti does better than the 7700 XT of an average of.
But that doesn't matter
10
if it's
FPS.
above 60 because the PS5 Pro will not go above 60. Well, unless the games turn on an uncapped frame mode, which would be cool if your TV supports VRR, that is, and they turn that on. That would be cool because you could get over 60 FPS. Then you would actually notice the performance.
My TV has VRR, so
There
I
you
could
go.
get a
So-
PS5 Pro.
When we're talking about who the PS5 Pro is for,
Yeah, that's another
I'll tell you
thing.
who it's not for.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not for someone who is gaming on a 1080p TV. Either is the PS5, for that matter. The PS5 Pro is not for.
But-
well, actually, yeah, you could do 1080p on PS5. I mean, half the games run at fucking 1080p anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not for someone who's using a gaming monitor, like a high refresh rate 1080p gaming monitor, which still exists and are still widely used. If you're doing that, don't bother getting a PS5 Pro.
But you don't get better performance if, like, let's say you're on a
what I'm
PC,
saying.
okay, and I have a 7900 XT, okay, and my cap is 60 FPS because I have a 60 hertz TV, okay, 1080p 60 hertz TV, and I fucking slap this GPU in. Yeah, I'm gonna be able to play 1080p at 60 FPS. You know what I mean? Same thing at 1440p. I'm gonna be able to hit 60 FPS at 1440p.
No, but I mean, that's why I'm saying it's hard to how are we quantifying the performance of a PS5 Pro? It's not the performance to me is frames per second
yeah, because that's what it comes down to, right? No matter what's happening.
at a
at a
resolution.
certain
though.
resolution. But the thing is, the certain resolution is just going to be slightly higher than the PS5. Now,
Yes,
if you're sitting more than, I don't know, what, 10 feet? If you're sitting more than 10 feet away from a 65-inch TV, you're not going to notice it. If you're sitting,
Yeah, that's why you got to
10
sit in
feet
front of the
away-
TV on a wooden IKEA chair like me.
if you're sitting 10 feet away from a 55-inch TV, you're not going to notice it.
No.
No, fuck no, you're not.
It doesn't matter. Like,
I
if
can't
you're
sit
sitting
10
close
feet
to your
away.
TV, if you sit within 6 feet of your TV, you will notice like a sharpness difference. Like, I sit pretty close to my 65-inch. I sit like 8.5 feet away. I could notice everything. I notice Apex in performance mode, which is the 120 FPS mode. It's blurry as shit. It's like 720p probably. It's awful looking.
Yeah,
But if they patch it for PS5 Pro and they bump that up
it'll be like
to
1080p
2K
or
2K
2K, yeah.
120,
Oh yeah, 120, yeah, for sure. You could
2K
do that.
120, I would notice it fucking instantly. Instantly, I would notice it
Exactly,
because I sit, 8 feet from a 65-inch TV. I know I can see it.
Right.
But if you're sitting far away,
that begs the
you're not
question:
going to notice it.
Is it worth it? What do
This
you
would
guys
only
think?
be worth it for
We can
like you're going to have people who are going to buy this anyway. There are those people who
okay.
are, I got to buy it. New tech, I got to buy
Yeah.
it. There are people who don't have a PS5
But
who are maybe
man.
waiting for this. Okay, sure, you can get it. That would make sense if you have a nice TV. Do it. But if you have a PS5 already,
Yeah. And like $959 plus tax, you're looking at 1,000 plus,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You cannot buy a good PC. It'd be difficult. Okay, so let's I could probably build
Hang on.
a PC for $1,000, but it probably wouldn't come close to the performance of a PS5.
I was going to ask that. So I had a question here. I said I paid $725 for PS5 when it first came out. Okay, this new one is
No,
$950.
you can't build a PC for that. You'd have to go super cheap on the parts, like case. That's the parts that don't
Yeah.
matter, right?
I was like,
but you want a good power supply, you want a good motherboard, right? You want the good GPU because that's where you could maybe cheap out on the CPU because the PS5 CPU isn't great. So you could probably get a cheap CPU that goes with the 4060 Ti.
I mean, if you're looking to get 60 FPS, you could get a 60
Didn't you watch a video?
You could get a 60 FPS 1080p gaming computer probably for $1,200 maybe.
1080p.
Yeah.
No, you could get cheap.
$1,000. All you need is like you need a fucking 4060 non-TI with like an i5 something. You could probably do.
Oh no! Don't even waste your money on Intel. Like
that's true. You get a fucking, but they're cheap though. They're super cheap.
You can get you can even go last gen AMD, even though like they're phasing
the 5600
out.
X3D is still fucking $300 something.
Yeah, but you don't need the 3D XD. You don't need an XD. The fucking PS5 isn't an XD.
I know. I'm just saying.
so this doesn't. So what you're saying is that a sub 1,000 gaming PC couldn't give a PS5 Pro a run for its money. You're saying the PS5 Pro is still a better idea.
Not a 2K resolution.
No.
Not a 2K resolution. No, I don't think so.
No.
So a 1080p gaming
TV,
PC is still going to be more expensive than a PS5 Pro. A good gaming PC, a decent gaming PC.
Didn't Jay's 2 cents try
Yeah.
to build a PC?
He bought all the cheapest fucking parts, I think, too.
Yeah.
And it was
Cheapest parts. And it's probably still more expensive than the PS5 Pro.
yes, but okay, but like I'm saying, if you're sitting far away from your TV, you're not going to notice. Likely, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to get You're not getting an extra FPS until we see games adopt an uncapped frame mode like Hogwarts Legacy did. I haven't even seen it in any other games, have we? I don't know. Hogwarts Legacy, I remember.
No, they usually give you the 3, right? They'll give you the quality, performance, and balance.
Yeah.
Right? Like Overwatch will give you quality, performance, balanced. And then quality is the 30 FPS at the highest resolution it can reach. So it's a dynamic resolution anyway. Yeah. It won't hit your 4K. It'll probably hover around like 1200p and 1440p, right? It'll change the resolution to stay at 30 FPS. That's what it does. Mm-hmm. That's dynamic resolution. Okay. Performance mode, it'll do the same thing, but try to hit 60 FPS.
So you're getting lower
which will lower resolutions to keep that 60 FPS.
Yeah. So with the PS5 Pro, you're just going to be getting a slightly higher resolution at 60 FPS. But what I would like for them to do, they should be pushing the frames. They should be pushing the frame rate.
Yeah, but PS5's more single player movie experiences, you know? So I think that's why they're like chasing the quality versus the performance.
But there's no way they would be able to get 120 anyway. But no, if they can uncap it and your TV has VRR or your monitor, and you could get maybe 80 FPS at 2K, you know, on some of these games with the PS5 Pro. That would be cool. That'd be fucking sweet.
Let me hit you with something else here. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. We'll start with so we've got the price. We don't believe you can build a computer that would match the PS5 Pro price performance. Like I don't think you'll be able to do that right now. Okay? I don't think so. So $959 or $1,000 for a dedicated gaming console in your living room. You know, if you don't have a console, like, okay, sure, right? Okay.
Yeah, if you don't have one already, sure.
Because like shit, prices are going up. Prices are going up. The GPU in there is very good. Like, it's a good GPU. It's going to cost in the real world. If you were to pluck it out here and try to buy something equivalent to it, you're going to spend $600 on the GPU alone. Okay, let's just put it in that perspective. And then you have $400 to spend on CPU, motherboard, RAM, case, power supply.
Motherboard.
Right?
Motherboard.
Cooling system, right? For $400? No way. No way. You're not going to do that. PS5 Pro, for what it's spitting at you, $1,000, it's not bad. It's in comparison to what a PC gamer is going to do. Not bad. So they're kind of setting that precedence at console gaming, like a premium console gaming experience, right? Now, why do you think Microsoft decided not to do a mid-gen refresh. What do you guys think? Because they're not coming out with an Xbox Series X Pro. They're not.
Are they making another one even? Are they going to make another one?
Yeah, I believe they are.
I don't know.
Because for the same reasons. Like, what real benefit are you going to get? You're going to get a couple hundred more pixels of resolution.
I think that Sony just did it because they wanted to be the first ones there. And then I was going to say that there is no need for upgrade because the PlayStation 5 has no performance problems. Like, I've played many, many years on my PlayStation 5 with exclusives, with non-exclusives, and there has been no issues for performance. So it doesn't need anything. So I think that they just wanted to be the first ones there. And that's why Xbox didn't make anything yet, because they know that their current model doesn't need to be upgraded because they're doing other things like Game Pass and they're focusing on Phil Spencer's Crusade and all that shit. So they know that they don't need to do it because it doesn't need a performance upgrade, and neither did PS5. But I think Sony was just like, well, we should do it before Xbox does it. Anyway.
Yeah, but why? Right? What's coming out that's going to need this upgrade?
I don't know. That matters because again, it's
nothing
like
until
GTA 6.
Nothing until 2026. GTA 6. That's 2 years away.
Exactly. 2 years away.
It's
like,
about
why did they
who
need
does
to do
it
this
first.
now? I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know why.
To me, this is pointless. It's pointless. Unless you sit 4 feet from your TV, you won't notice really, or your monitor. If you have
check this out,
gaming on a 4K monitor sitting 2 feet away, yeah, you'll notice. But like, it's not going to be that much of a fucking leap in quality.
So I think the next Xbox is going to release slightly before the PS6. When's that? Because now that PS5 Pro has released X amount of years, they got to wait X amount of years before they bust with something else, right? So the Xbox is going to come in maybe even a year before the PS6. Okay, and it's going to be.
We got to bleep that out.
You're
not allowed to say that. The algorithm will sewer us if you say that.
True.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. They bleep it out on all the podcasts I listen to, and they say much worse things.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sony will then wait longer to launch the PS6 because they just threw down the PS5 Pro, like I said, and they'll be like kind of handcuffed. So I think the PS5 Pro might actually hurt Sony in the long run. I think Microsoft knows there is technology available now that can be implemented software-wise to keep the Xbox running quite well into the next three years. Okay? With FSR 3 and frame generation 1 and 2, AMD's just put out the preview driver for their frame generation version 2. So FSR 3 you can get on your Series X. It's already started with the game Immortals of Aveum. It's the first console to get FSR 3 and frame generation.
And it's on Cyberpunk, no?
It's on Xbox. No, not on console. So this is the first console game with FSR 3 and frame generation implemented in the game. So Digital Foundry says, quote, Immortals of Aveum rose from 46.6 FPS average to 80 FPS average on the Xbox Series X with FSR turned on, which represents a 72% boost overall in performance. Immortals of Aveum demonstrates that FSR 3 frame generation has value in the console market.
Oh, yeah.
In challenging like-for-like content, I don't know what that means. More generally, frame generation turns a game running inconsistently, like from 40 to 60 FPS, into a high frame rate experience with VRR active, and it is compelling. So, like, it helps with that stuttering. It helps, like, that top end just kind of hit that 60 FPS mark, you know? The tech is there. So I think more games are going to be doing this. Even if this AMD fluid frames, they're fake frames version 2, it's on the driver's side. So it's a software side. It's not hardware. So you don't have to upgrade the Xbox, right? So what if Microsoft pushes an update to the Xbox where in your settings...
PlayStation games would get this as well.
Yeah, but PS5, the PlayStation likes to use their own upscaling features. Like I don't like, they probably think it's better or know it's better, so they just use their own instead of like FSR. But Microsoft and AMD are in bed together for quite some time. They just keep helping each other out, right? Like that new Windows update that improved AMD performance by like like, what was it? 10%
or something.
Yeah. Like, that's crazy. Just from a Windows update. So what I'm thinking is Microsoft pushes an update to the Xbox Series S in particular would be sweet. That in your menus, in your settings, just go to settings and you turn on, flip a switch that says Fluid Frames version 2.
In the game?
I do on Windows. No, not even in the game. So the developers don't even have to bake it into the game or develop it in the game. Just like how I'm doing it on my GPU right now. So on my GPU right now, in the software, the AMD software, I check the box.
Okay. Yeah.
And it as long as the game's running in full screen, which I'm assuming the Xbox does, okay, it'll just insert those AI generated frames. So if they push an update to the Xbox that you just go into your settings and say, I want all my games to have Fluid Frames version 2 on, then boom, you're hitting your 60 FPS ceiling right there in every fucking game. And that'll take you to the next Xbox.
It would increase your input lag, though.
Yeah, which also AMD has that anti-lag thing that also helps with the input lag. But like, yes, but that could be the new performance mode.
I couldn't
You know what
play.
I mean?
I tried Star Wars Outlaws with it turned on. I couldn't do it.
Oh, I did the whole time. I
Or
had no
whatever
problem.
is available in, what is it? FSR. I guess it's FSR frame generation. I was like, oh, no, I can't do that. It was too, the input lag was too much. I couldn't do it. Some people will notice it, though. Some people won't. I notice it.
Yeah,
I notice it.
that's why I'm saying put it as a toggle in your Xbox settings. That would be sick. That would be fucking sweet. Since it's compatible with RX 6000 and 7000 series graphics cards, which Xbox has. So, like, there's a thing they could do just to keep that Xbox running and help up the Series S big time.
Yeah, I don't
Help
think
with the
this
Series
is
S big
necessary at all. The PS5 Pro.
No,
But
I don't
like
think
you're
so
gonna
either.
have people
Like, it's-
who are just gonna buy it anyway. They're counting on those people. They're counting on the whales.
do you think GTA 6 was that's a big whale, right? That's a big whale we're all going to chase when that
Yeah,
comes
but in
out.
2 years, who knows what's gonna be out?
Exactly. So I find it very strange that they would put out an underpowered. It's probably going to be underpowered enough to not run.
It'll be 30 FPS. I don't think the PS5
Yeah.
Pro is gonna run it at 60. Well, maybe if they have,
in a performance mode, and
they'll turn off ray tracing. They won't have the ray tracing on for the 60 FPS mode, even on PS5 Pro. No
Yeah.
way.
So like, why would they do it 2 years before GTA 6? That's what boggles my mind a bit.
Well, it was
Why not
delayed.
wait a year
It
before?
was delayed.
Oh, that's right. Eh? It was supposed to be out next year, Christmas next year. Or
Yeah.
something.
So it's probably delayed into like, I don't know, first quarter, maybe 2026. It's about a year and a half away, probably.
Oh, I just don't think I will not buy this PS5 Pro unless my PS5 explodes. I wouldn't even buy it if my PS5 explodes. You know what I mean? Like, I would probably go get a used PS5.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I wouldn't spend $1,000.
Yeah, especially
On
now
this
that
console.
now that PS5s have had a chance to come out with like
Buy Series X instead.
newer yeah. But they've also had a chance to come out with newer what do you call them? Like batches, cuz like I got one of the first OG like first month batches
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Same.
now if anything they're going to be made slightly better from whatever bugs or shit they needed to improve on. So yeah, if anything just buying a PS5 used that was manufactured in the past couple years would be better.
The PS5 Pro is discless. You have to buy the disc tray separately, which is another like $60, I'm assuming. So that's probably what pushes it over the $1,000 mark if you would want to play your hard games. your hard
well, that's
copy
just
games.
stupid.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes, I just remembered that.
That's dumb.
So it's actually idiotic now that it's actually extremely idiotic.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. And I don't think it's necessary. It's not necessary.
What happens if GTA 6 comes out and they're like, no, it's not coming out for PC for another year? And now we're stuck watching people play this on the PS5 Pro. Would you get a PS5 Pro then?
Rockstar would not do that.
They do it for all their games. What do you mean?
I thought it was just the online that was delayed.
No, they release their games for a console, and then like a year later, they'll release it for.
I mean, then I'll buy a Series X.
Yeah.
I already have.
Oh yeah, you don't have.
PS5.
Yeah, but would you want to play GTA 6? I remember I remember that whenever Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, and I bought the Xbox One X. I upgraded my mid-gen to play Red Dead Redemption 2 at fucking 30 or 60 FPS, right? Performance mode.
Is there a performance mode? I don't even remember. I think it's 30 FPS. Xbox One X didn't do 60.
That's right. So then the regular Xbox playing Red Dead Redemption 2 was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life. Like everything was stripped down. It looked bad, and it would hit like 23 FPS. Like it was so bad. It was terrible.
23.
And it's like, yeah, something. I'm
It's like
just guessing. It was very
it's like
choppy.
playing Apex on Switch. I tried that.
Yeah. Oh God.
That was fun.
But like, am I really gonna want to play GTA 6 that bad to drop $1,000? I'll have to come across that bridge when I get there. But that's what a lot of people are gonna. You'll see that PS5 Pro start selling when GTA 6 starts pre-selling. You know,
It's not like the PS5 is not going to play it.
It'll play it, but I'm saying it'll play it like the Xbox One played Red Dead Redemption.
I don't know. Rockstar's pretty good. I think it would be 30 FPS.
But you never know, because there might be some kind of frame gen they'll implement. Maybe my idea on the Xbox.
Maybe.
Look around table. I'm not buying it. Would I ever buy it? No, unless I didn't have a console. If I didn't have one console at all, yeah, I'd probably buy it, because I like to live on that edge. I like to have the big tech, but I have a PS5, I have a Series S, which is a toaster, and I have a Switch, and now a Legion Go, and a sick gaming computer. So I just don't.
I think
I won't.
I'm going to upgrade my computer before I ever buy a PS5 Pro. That's for sure. And I'm going to use my old parts to build a backup computer that I'll just put on the TV instead.
Daniel, you're more of a console guy, so I think it's more weighted on what you would do in this situation.
It just doesn't seem worth it, because both consoles that I have, the new gen, Series X, PlayStation 5, even first year manufacturer PS5 is working totally fine. I've had no issues, knock on wood. And everything I play is amazing. Especially the exclusives. Like there's zero
quality
problem.
mode though, don't you?
What?
You play in quality mode? Usually fidelity mode?
All the time. All the time, quality mode. Performance mode is rare. I just, even on Spider-Man, when I started it up last week or whatever it was, I was like, ugh. I was on performance ray tracing. I was like, I don't like this. I'm going to put it on quality ray tracing. I was like, okay, that's better.
Okay, why?
I don't know. I don't know, man.
I played in 60 FPS on.
Sometimes 60 FPS
Spider-Man.
just puts me off. There's something about it. There's something about 60 FPS where I'm like, this just feels unnatural. I don't know. It's weird, and it just feels fucking weird. And I can tell that the graphics aren't as good as they could be. And I'm like, why? It's just, I want to see the game and its shadows and its detail. That's the whole point. I'm here. So I don't really give a shit about 60 FPS. Like, I like a little bit of cinematic frame rate. What do you call it? Latency. I don't know.
Jitter?
I don't know what to call it.
Jitter, yeah. Jitter.
But anyway, so yeah, I haven't had any issues with my Series X or my PS5. And the only reason I've ever bought Pros /1Xs, like, mid console upgrades, was because there were killer apps that have come out. Like, I only bought a 1X because my PlayStation 4 couldn't fucking play Kingdom Come. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to sell my PlayStation 4. I'll get a 1X. And the difference was absolutely mind-blowing. I was like, oh, okay, so 1X is powerful.
Okay. So that's what I think is going to happen to the PS5 Pro and Grand
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
I think that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to pop that in your PS5 and you're like, this is dog shit. That's what I think is going to happen.
Maybe.
I don't know.
To Daniel's point, then we can say that the PS5 Pro is going to be for people who do want that 60 FPS, who can't play at 30 FPS, who don't like to play at 30
I
FPS.
think so.
Okay, if that's the case, and you're willing to spend that much just to get a 60 FPS that kind of looks like the 30 FPS before, that would be kind of who it's for. But I don't know how many people are really in that category. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody off walking the streets. I think it's just like diehard PlayStation, Sony people who like buy the Sony earbuds, who buy the
Sony microwaves.
Yeah, like the all their appliances are Sony, their TVs are Sony. They just got to have the next Sony thing.
Sony,
it's like
Sony
Apple
tax
in a way.
payers.
And the only reason I bought a PS4 was because I had sold my PS4 Pro was because I sold my PS4 to get the One X, and then I was like, well, I want to play Ghost of Tsushima now, so I guess I'll just get a PS4 Pro because they're affordable.
And Spider-Man.
PS5 wasn't out yet. Yeah, and then I bought Spider-Man to play on the Pro as well. So that was the only reason, because I didn't have a PlayStation. So I don't know.
Exactly. So you don't have one.
If you don't have one, you fine, go and get one because it's the newest one available. But no, I don't think I'll be upgrading until there's some sort of game that comes out, and maybe GTA 6 will be the one. I don't know, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I'm leaning more towards Rockstar being able to optimize it even for original PlayStation 5 well enough for me to be like, oh, this is fucking cool.
Maybe.
And not want to have to go get a PlayStation 5, especially if it's the same processor. I don't know. So, yeah, don't think
I could even see Xbox coming out with something in 2026, because when did they release the Series X? It's been quite a while now, right?
Same as PlayStation. Didn't it come out the same 2 months before or something?
2020.
September 2020? October 2020?
November 2020. So by 2026, it's going to be 6 years. Like, that's old. So even Microsoft might even come out with a new console for GTA 6.
That'd be sweet.
You know? Yeah.
And it's going to be closer and closer to being a PC.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, man.
It's going to have Windows on it.
Fast forward.
How much you want to bet it has Windows?
It's going to have an iteration of Windows where you could install, like, Steam, all your game app library games, and then just play your games on your console. Like Steam games, play them on your console. That's what I think is going to happen.
That would be fucking awesome.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
I've been saying that for a while. If I have all these games, why can't I just play them on my Xbox?
It's basically a PC. Come on.
Load up Steam, play my games.
Xbox has been a PC since it first started. The first Xbox, the Xbox original, had a fucking Pentium in it. Pentium 3.
Yeah.
Had a Pentium 3.
Wow.
It was a fucking PC. Anyway, I think that's it.
Is that it?
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Now you
guys
know
have
what
any...
the Elder Trolls think of the PS5 Pro.
So that'll do it for this week's episode. So what do you guys think? Will you be buying the PS5 Pro? Is it worth it? Are you going to wait till GTA 6 and see what's going to be on the market then? Maybe it even might come down in price by the time GTA 6 comes out. Let us know what you're thinking. Please be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and give us a rating or review on Spotify or Apple. If you could, it helps us get out there to more listeners who might enjoy the show. Also, we are now part of the SuperPod Network, a network of podcasters you can find, browse, and check out over on superpodnetwork.com. Remember, you can always leave us a DM on Facebook, Instagram, or tweet us if you want to leave any comment or ask any questions. Thanks again, everyone. Have a good day and game on.
Ciao.
See ya.